All I want for my birthday this year is a carton of smokes and a gallon of some cheap Canadian whiskey. And maybe a little bit of golf on Sunday. So this week, before I stopped off at the liquor store, I stopped at the video store and I rented Happy Gilmore. I'm Kevin Porter, and I may not be Canadian, but I sure do love some whiskey. Welcome to Video Rental Chaos. Hockey is probably my all-time favorite sport. There's something about those boys just flying up and down the ice, smashing into each other. Well, on another note, the one sport that is slowly climbing up my charts is playing golf. Now you tell me, what's better than chilling with the boys on a Saturday while you're wearing a sick polo, taking eddies upon eddies, and slamming beers and ripping stogies, all while hitting a little white ball up and down the green. Now, combine the two sports and you get one hell of a 1990s film. So, let's jump right on into Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore grew up wanting to be nothing more than a hockey player. His dad took him to games, and that's what consumed their daily life. So much so that his mom left his dad over his love for Canada's national sport. Unfortunately, heartbreak strikes little Happy when his dad is killed by a hockey puck at a game. He goes to live with his grandma. He's a bit nervous at first, but his grandma welcomes him with open arms. Fast forward to adulthood, and Happy Gilmore is your average blue-collar dude, just trying to make a paycheck. After being denied the chance to play for the pros, we continue to see Happy's anger problems flare up. His girlfriend Terry is sick and tired of Happy's shit and is leaving him. But at least Happy found love for at least one night. Happy wakes up to a call the next morning. Bad news is his grandma's house is being foreclosed on in 90 days if they can't pay her back taxes in the amount of $270,000. Grandma goes to live at a local retirement home. Now, Ben Stiller has a movie-stealing line here with, "How about a glass of shut the hell up?" While cleaning out his grandma's home, Happy is challenged to drive the ball further, and these two dudes will go back to work. This bet quickly goes to double or nothing as Happy impresses with his driver. This is a light bulb moment for Happy as he decides to hit the local golf course and start collecting some cash. While impressing the locals, Happy gains the attention of former professional golfer Chub Peterson. You see, this dude is famous for losing his hand to an alligator. He tries his hardest to convince Happy to join the local tournament, as a dude with that type of drive is destined to do great things in golf. Happy is not buying it as well. He's a hockey player, and golf, well, it's for nerds. It was for nerds until Chubbs lets Happy know if he can win the tournament, he can then qualify for the PGA Tour and start winning some serious cash. What can you say? Happy's in. Happy makes quick work of the tournament with the help of Chubbs. Shooter McGavin, who just happened to be at the tournament, is not impressed. Happy Gilmore makes his debut for the PGA and begins to earn himself a bit of a reputation as a wild card on the greens. He's attracting a rather different audience than what the PGA is used to. He is almost kicked off the tour, but with the guidance of the PGA Public Relations Manager, Virginia, Happy begins to improve his golf game and limits his profane antics and is racking up the checks. Also, Happy begins a romantic relationship with Virginia as they end up on the ice locking lips while listening to Endless Love. Things are on the up and up until we get to the Pepsi Pro-Am. Happy is paired with celebrity Bob Barker. A suspicious heckler is in the audience and completely throws Happy off his game. Him and Barker pretty much are ending up in last place of the tournament. It leads eventually to an all-time classic cinema scene, with Happy Gilmore getting into a fist fight with Bob Barker. The price is wrong, bitch! It turns out this heckler dude was hired by Shooter McGavin to help get Happy kicked off the tour. Whoa, slow down, Shooter, because this one backfires as Happy is just too darn popular to get kicked off the tour. He pays a $25,000 fine and is suspended for 1 month. Now, this does put a serious dent into the funds they need to be collecting to save Grandma's home. Another light bulb moment happens, as doing what all major athletes do, Happy gains a sponsorship with Subway and is able to secure the $270,000 that was needed to pay off the home within 90 days. Well, things take a turn as when they show up to the home, it's revealed that the house is now up for auction. The price quickly goes way too high and is sold to a mystery buyer. It turns out to be none other than Shooter McGavin. Happy and Shooter almost go to blows, but a deal is struck. If Happy wins the tour championship, then he gets his grandma's home back. Now, if he loses, then he has to quit the tour for good. Happy, knowing he has to shore up his game, turns back to Chubbs and goes out to the local putt-putt to secure his short game, once and for all. Now, Chubbs at the end of the night gifts Happy with a brand new putt. Happy, though, thinking he has an amazing gift as well for Chubbs, opens up the crate revealing the head of the alligator that took his hand all those years ago. Well, needless to say, this freaks Chubbs the fuck out, and he falls out the window and is dead on sight. Happy plans to dedicate this win to Chubbs. The final tournament is on, and Shooter and Happy are neck and neck. Shooter secretly enlists Donald to drive onto the course and hit Happy. This causes the advantage that Shooter needs to gain the lead. Happy Gilmore struggles but soon finds his happy place as he begins to make his comeback. Shooter plays through it in an almost impossible situation, and Happy Gilmore seems to be set up for the win. When all of a sudden the TV tower tumbles onto the course, it's decided that Happy Gilmore has to play through. He wants to win now and takes his shot. After mastering this shot at the local putt-putt, Happy Gilmore wins the gold jacket and gets his grandma's house back. As Chub Peterson, Abraham Lincoln, and the dead alligator wave on down from the sky. Happy Gilmore, like a lot of you, holds a special place in my heart. I grew up in the 1990s and Adam Sandler was the shit with all 13-year-old boys. From his CDs to his time on Saturday Night Live, between him and Chris Farley, Sandler was at the top of the game. Now, Happy Gilmore was not a film that I actually owned as a kid. This was definitely one that I watched on cable and was a video rental back in the day. As the years passed, I fell out of following Adam Sandler's career. It wasn't until I noticed that lots of people around did not have nice things to say about Adam. I think his movies from the 90s still hold up, especially Happy Gilmore. The jokes still hit, and the cast fully delivers a great performance in my opinion. In regards to the last 30 years of Adam Sandler movies, I think people need to get off their high horses and just admit you just outgrew the guy. You're not always going to identify with something that you grew up with as a kid. Adam Sandler is like a gateway comedian in the land of comedy when you're young. Personally, I still enjoy smoking weed and going back and watching all of his films. So leave me a comment on what your favorite Adam Sandler movies are. And until next time, I'll see you at the video store.